Now, this is an internally displaced camp at Durumi, a suburb within Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, set up by the federal government to house Nigerians displaced by insurgency in the northeast. Now, following cases of robbery and rape and other criminal elements within the camp, the Federal Capital Territory Authority on the 21st of December 2022 came and demolished some of the structures, as you can see. Now, about 3,000 migrants from Borno, Adamawa and Yobe states have been rendered homeless once again. These migrants have been living in the makeshift camp for at least 10 years, having fled terrorist attacks and killings in their various states. They say the demolition of the Durumi IDP camp within Abuja city center was done without notice. 70% of the migrants here are women, children, and elderly persons who are now suffering the impact of the action of the Abuja city authorities, with some sleeping on mats and on the bare floor during cold and windy nights.
The findings that we got from the focus group discussion, the demolition took place without warning to the IDP camp, for the residents, and also options of relocation. We were told that there was a visit by a commissioner from the refugee commission that told them they were going to take them out and fix them somewhere, but nothing more was told to them.
More than 3,000 people here inside this camp. I tell the government, I need help. Most of it, I need help. They are scatter our places.
This thing that happened is a very painful to me. I cry. I don't know why. Government knows. Commissioner of Refugees, internally displaced person knows. And they are coming to the camp without any information.
Leaders of the IDP camp say the claims that criminals and terrorists live among the IDPs are false.
Which criminal was arrested after this exercise? From where it started to where it stopped? Is there any evidence about an armed robber, about a kidnapper, about an insurgent, about a drug dealer? Is there any drug found?
For his part, the Senior Special Assistant on Monitoring, Inspection and Enforcement to the FCT Minister, Atai Karo, said the operation was prompted by heightened criminal activities in the area. He said on the day of the demolition, some arrests were made and hard drugs seized.
Extreme level of criminalities around areas like Gariki and Durumi and Gudu are all traced to this area here. Partly by some very dangerous quarter and some claim to be IDPs, all in a mixed breed here.
Those that have been arrested, especially with drugs and any forms of firearms, will be handed over to the appropriate agencies for prosecution.
During the demolition exercise in December, the Executive Secretary of the Federal Capital Development Authority told journalists the settlement cleared is not approved as an IDP camp, but had been earmarked as a road corridor to be constructed soon. An official of the FCDA also noted that the Refugee Commission was consulted to ensure no internally displaced person was affected during the exercise.
Which is supposed to convey dual transportation mode of dedicated bus line as well as a central rail within the median. That this has been taken over by these hoodlums and shanties.
Director General FEMA equally briefed the FCT Security Committee as regard to the status of the internally displaced persons.
The camp coordinator and former journalist, Idris Halilu, is asking government agencies, donor organizations and corporate organizations to come to their aid.
You can imagine our school here, class 1 to 6. It has closed down for about 4 to 5 years.
And so we are appealing to donor agencies and also other organizations, to corporate organizations, and to come to the help of the IDPs.
To address the plight of the displaced persons, humanitarian aid organization Action Aid Nigeria has provided blankets, cooking utensils and 10,000 naira each to the families.
I don't give me money, I go buy country, Granam. I go happy for all of them.
Despite this, Action Aid is asking the FCT Emergency Management Agency and the FCT Minister and his officials to consider as a matter of urgency the establishment of an organized camp to fully resettle the internally displaced persons here. Georgina Ndukwezainka, Arise News.